Arrived at Heathrow Airport, jumped on the plane and mastered the advanced gaming system. Finally got to Beijing and Friday forgot all of his money. Got on a bus to somewhere, lost a day, and then lost ourselves. Went for a walkabout, met some ladies waving fans, and then followed the bright lights. Woke up to smogless skies and accidentally ordered a plate of super hot chilies and celebrated the Olympics opening ceremony with 10,000 Chinese people, and then hit warp speed 3 of a mental taxi driver. Beijing streets got real busy, so we went to the Olympic Green and made some new friends. The National Arena we saw the men's gymnastics with some gnarly flips, and then went to the hockey to see Team GB and made some new friends. The kayaking saw a British silver medal before moving on to the beach volleyball, which had awesome halftime entertainment. Paula Radcliffe didn't do a poo. Hit Beijing by night and mastered the traditional Peking duck, then later Fry and Mao made friends. Footballs were shaped kinda funny, so we checked out some local music lessons and kite flying pastimes. When it rains in China, it really hammers it down, although it gets pretty hot as well, so we decided to walk 10k across the Great Wall of China, did a backflip on the Great Wall and reenacted Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, zip line and all. Saw a game of handball, 2/3 of a triathlon and some water polo. Go! And then rocked up at the Bird's Nest for the athletics finals, including Usain Bolt and his Jamaican chums breaking the world record in 4x100 metres. Saw some crazy Olympic ceremony and soaked up Tiananmen Square, and also did some parkour at the Forbidden City. Saw an acrobatics show and then mastered the metro. Next was the rowing finals, where we saw Great Britain win Olympic gold, so then we celebrated big time with the Dutch at the Heineken House, mingling with all the Olympic athletes. Hit the night market and had some tasty scorpions and skewers before a full-body Chinese massage. Played some traditional instruments, became locals at an amazing dumpling shop, and then did some breakdancing in the Olympic fountain before getting lost at the Summer Palace. Pandas are lazy animals, so we got a 16-hour train to Xi'an. Fry slept on the floor. Rang the ancient bell at the bell tower and played some funky beats on a drum bigger than me. Went to the Terracotta Warriors, made friends with a local Chinese celebrity who gave us a night of free beer. Then we went for a morning cycle around the ancient walls of Xi'an before moving on to Shanghai. It was raining hard, so we went to the museum to soak up some ancient culture. Then checked out the Bund, where everyone tries to sell you things. Then chilled at People's Place before a day trip to Hangzhou, where we cycled around a beautiful lake. Queued for over an hour for some apparently world famous dumplings. We went back to the Bund at night before catching a train to Hong Kong.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
Met up with a friend and then played football tennis at the KCC before seeing the big B man and giving him a high five. Went on a walk of enlightenment and then hit the Mongkok Markets. Next day we went to Ocean Park so Frikey got on his first ever roller coaster. Saw some funky fish and then found out that dolphins can do flips, as can little Chinese dudes. Went to the museum and had a science lesson in Cantonese, and I got lost in the Hall of Mirrors. And then that night we saw the light show at Kowloon. Next day we went to the beach and made some new friends, and then jumped off a junk boat and made some more new friends, and then squeezed in a few more backflips. Saw a dog with a jerry curl, then played football with some Hong Kong locals. After some jumping around at the peak, it was time to move on to Macau, where we watched the amazing Cirque du Soleil before losing some money at the casinos. We all live in a yellow submarine. There was a massive lightning storm, so we got the train to Guangzhou, then joined in a traditional sing-song on Bayan Mountain, then moved on to Yangshuo for some rafting on the Lee River. I got stuck. Sorry! Checked out some muddy caves and then did a handstand at Moon Hill. Went to the Jing'an and Ping'an rice terraces where we stayed the night learning mahjong with a load of drunk Chinese businessmen. We then arrived in Hanoi where crossing the road was easier said than done. Ate some snake and then had some unorthodox passport photos taken before getting the sleeper bus to Ho Chi Minh City for a 6 AM PE class. The Coochie tunnels were tiny. Hit a traffic jam so I had to walk into Phnom Penh where there were monkeys everywhere. Made some new friends and then visited the killing fields, which was extremely sobering. Siem Reap was flooded, so we went to Angkor Wat at sunrise and played Tomb Raider at the temples. Then we played tourist at Chiang Mai before moving into Laos and ziplined over the Bokyo jungle on the Gibble experience, where we trekked for 3 days attacked by leeches and an army of massive spiders. Hitched a ride to Luang Prabang where the monks had just finished their fasting, so we joined in the festival, but they set boats on fire. Jumped into a waterfall and then stood inside one 10 times bigger. Moved on to Van Vieng and did some tubing before hitting Bangkok and then Koh Phangan, where we made some new friends before hitting the Half Moon Party. You come to my shop. Played some epic beach cricket in Phi Phi before dressing up in suits and drinking from the bag. Went for a spin on a boat where we saw a massive lizard and then jumped off a cliff. Followed by some scuba diving where Logan went fishing like a bear before moving to Langkawi, Malaysia, where we checked out the island on bikes. The sunsets were amazing, so we went swimming under them. In Kuala Lumpur we hit the monorail and then did a cartwheel over the bridge to the Petronas Towers before going for a walk at the FRIM where I saw a millipede as big as my arm. We moved on to the Batu Caves where I fed the wild monkeys and then got attacked by the wild monkeys. Walked up at Singapore. It was raining like crazy, so we met a friend and learned some new dance moves from the locals. Got ourselves a Singapore sling at Raffles and then jumped on the plane back to England, taking with us a million incredible memories and having made a lot of new friends for life. I think it's about time for a sequel now.